we're gonna go ahead and get switched
Tuyo.
over.
Quand j'étais petit.
Now,
Me acuerdo cuando era.
if you don't know the situation, Amaranth. Now, mind you, I want y'all to see this. She put this video up 2 days ago. Supposedly, all of this stuff happened, what, maybe 3, 4, 5 days ago? And what all of this stuff is, it breaks down to this stream, I guess, she was having one night. She gets a phone call, gets up, leaves out of her room, takes the phone call, but then comes back, unmutes her mic, and what you hear is her and her husband. Yes, for all of you out there who did not know that Amaranth was married, yes, she is. And I made a point. I made a point a while ago when I made that YouTube video and the biases and everything else within YouTube and Twitch, etc., etc. I made it very, very clear that a great number of these individuals, a ton of people don't. A ton of people don't. And that's why, a portion of, I guess, this conversation was so prominent. But I made this known quite some time ago that a lot of these females that are doing OnlyFans, the camming shit, everything. Oh, no. Listen, King Brian, you obviously did not watch the video I put out about this. Wait, for those of you on YouTube who don't know what he just said, wait, her husband's okay with what she does? This is the statement I made on there. You fucking simps are out here paying these women thinking that you're going to get some pussy, and it's not going to happen. Because what you don't understand is the most successful individuals that are doing it have a husband or a boyfriend who is absolutely pushing their career along. I made that very, very clear. People don't get it. They don't want to believe it. And in fact, they kept it a secret from everyone. Now, supposedly, she says that she wanted to let it out, and he was like, no, because it's going to fuck with the money and everything else. And honestly, rightfully so. Except in my case, I'd be like, fuck it. Motherfuckers gonna know, and we both doing the content together. It is what it is. If that's what we doing now, see Bullet, I'm gonna be on what? Feet Finder for all the weird on Feet Finder. Oh my god. Yo, you stupid, bruh. Oh my god. Listen, we gonna watch a little bit of this video real quick. Oh, we are not watching this whole thing. Fuck all that. We gonna watch a little bit of this, and I'm gonna break down most of the story to you because I already know it. All right, so let's run it.
Which is you're interrupting what I'm explaining to you.
No, tell me. That's not acceptable.
What do you mean, no? I'm telling you right now. You're interrupting me telling you!
Why did you say you were gonna kill my dogs?
Leave the house.
Okay, I can leave the. You know what? Actually, I shouldn't leave the house because my dogs are here.
We'll take the dogs and leave. I'm telling you. You're asking the question. I'm telling you, and you're interrupting my fucking telling you, literally.
What are you saying? You just told me you were gonna kill dogs if I didn't do a 24-hour stream.
Okay. Well, were you live yesterday? No, I didn't come on at all. So, as I said, she walked out, took a phone call from her husband, came back in, turned it on because the conversation was getting heated. The breakdown is that he said something to her, supposedly, that she didn't hear or he felt like she ignored, and bam, argument ensues. Now, the take from some people about this whole entire thing is that number one, is it some form of marketing ploy? And then number two, he's an abuser. And then there's number three, which is fuck her, she deserves whatever. Those are the takes from all the people. And in watching bits and pieces of Charlie's entire video there, his take was that this has to be real. The guy's abusive. He's wrong for, yelling at her. He's wrong for saying what he said as far as like, what she just stated, which was he was going to get rid of her dog or dogs. Now, to take this down, first off, no one knows anything that was said prior to this. And I'm going to go ahead and have to be the bearer of bad fucking news. I think it's fake. If it's muted, they could have planned it. I understand that. But I'm going to approach it, first off, from the stance that it's real. All right? I'm going to take that approach first. And if I take that approach, first off, no one knows what the hell she said or didn't say or didn't hear or did hear prior to this moment. Not only that, but in a relationship, these types of things happen and you get into very heated arguments at times. Right or wrong, it is what it is, because that's what communication sometimes breaks down into. And if you haven't been in a real relationship or multiple relationships, then you probably wouldn't understand this. Bro took hot dogs a bit too serious. Oh, no. Okay, listen, wait. I'm trying not to. Bruh, always the comedic relief right there. King Brian, goddamn. But you don't know how many times they've had this conversation, this form of an argument. And mind you, I kid you not about this, but women will go off and say some of the most outlandish shit to a guy and then play victim. This is the perfect opportunity in that case. And I'm not saying that's what she did, but it's possible. It's very possible because no one was a fly on the wall in that place. No one was on there tapping the phone call. None of that. No one knows what other arguments they've been in, etc. So, first and foremost, this is something that happens. Heated conversations happen. People say things that are out of context, whether it's to teach a lesson or to just downright be an asshole or possibly mean it. And it seems very crazy, I guess, for lack of a better term, to say something like that. But what he then says is, well, I said it because I knew your ass wasn't listening. I wanted to see if it was a you only hear the things that you want to hear sort of situation. So I made that statement. And of course, you heard that. That's kind of fucking crazy. But if your parents have never said that to you, your parents didn't fucking discipline you. I'm going to say it right now. I'm fucking deaf. 100% on this side. There are things I don't hear at times, but my right ear tends to pick up a great deal more. I learned how to cheat fucking sound tests, everything else. And in fact, gunfire will kind of do that. But I have had people make that remark or make stupid ass remarks in the effect of not realizing that more than likely I just didn't hear what they said. They were on the wrong side of me. Whatever. So it does happen. Don't fucking act like it doesn't happen. Oh my God, it's so shocking. Someone said something absolutely crazy or sarcastic to get my attention. People fucking do it. That's it. All right? I get it. It was a bit extreme. Fucking it was extreme. And maybe he does have a mental problem. We don't know. But it happens. Let's play a little bit more.
Nope, did not say that. Now you're just fucking being a liar.
I'm not
I
just.
said it. I said I'm going to tell you what I said in terms of the earlier. Because you're still saying that I... Oh my god, dude. You said... Why are you pausing? You didn't ask a question. You said a statement. Did you say that?
No. I tried to tell you
Are
that.
you saying you did not say that? Are you saying you did not say that?
You're hearing what you say.
No, I did. I said it on purpose. I said it to show you how easily distracted you are. Your weapon condition. You're lying.
There it is right there. He said, I said it to show you how easily distracted you are. I'm not on this individual side, by the least. And I'm going to tell you the rest as soon as we finish listening to a little bit more of this.
You're literally lying to me. I said this. Stop. I said, you're going to tell me what you said? Then I'm going to tell you what I said.
And that is a very annoying trait in someone when they try and tell you repeatedly what you said when they didn't actually hear what you said. And then you have to repeat to them what you said. And let me explain something to you. I know this for a fact, considering the type of memory I have. And for someone to look me in the face and say, no, you said this. And then I'm like, no, verbatim, this is what I said, this is what you said, this is what I said, this is what you said. It gets very annoying. Now, I have a better temperament in these situations on the greater end, but I can absolutely tell you that even at the end of my last relationship, I was calm, cool, collected. And then one day, she said some dumb shit, and I had to go in on it and break everything down for her. And then when it hit her, she was like, holy shit. Fuck. This is correct. This is absolutely true. So much so to the point that it hurt her herself for making assumptions, saying the wrong shit, being illogical, XYZ on down the line. But that's neither here nor there. It's only to prove the effect that this type of shit happens. I had an ex like that one. Yeah, I see. Deadlock. So many people. That's the thing. That is the thing about these people who take this and say, oh, he's just an awful individual and blah, blah, blah. He could be a fucking awful individual. I'm not taking that away from it. But it's the effect that you do not know and therefore need to shut the whole fuck up on a greater scale of it. Especially when you try to paint an individual in a certain light and you don't know the 100% truth of the whole scenario. Girls, all men should die. Everyone. You go, girl, guys. I want a girl with common sense. Everyone, you're an asshole. That's how that goes. But let's keep this going. Oh God.
Any sense?
Well, no, you're not listening. It makes perfect sense. I'm going to say it one more time. If you don't get it, I need you to get the fuck out. My point was this. If something triggers you emotionally, you will not remember anything else except that.
Okay.
Because in that moment, you were triggered.
And everything else. What's up, Vasi? Oh, man, we just watched the Ballon d'Or because the homie Benzema won, but then we're right now talking about this whole Amaranth situation that everyone's saying, her husband is abusive, et cetera, et cetera. And I'm just breaking down what the reality and possibilities of this scenario is. Exactly like we don't know what happened prior with the mic being muted. Right, exactly. And that's the whole thing. We don't... It's more than just that. People don't know what was said prior with the mic muted. And I have seen it 1,000 times where an individual will say some of the most harmful and hurtful things they can possibly say outside of the eyes of everyone else. But as soon as you say something to them, then it becomes a thing of, oh my God, I can't believe you just acted like that. You said those mean, horrible things. He's a piece of shit, and he treats me so bad. Like, I've seen it 1,000 times, bruh. And it goes back to what I was saying, because on Charlie's end, I get it. I get it. You want to feel some way about this guy and the way that he's talking to her, but you don't know their fucking relationship. So on that whole situation, you need to stop. If it is, let me say this before going any farther. She has the ability to leave. Okay? Now, me saying that, I know what a bunch of other people are going to say. And here's what they're going to say right here. She doesn't have the ability to leave. She tried doing that, and the cops just kind of like, they kind of blew it off. When the cops actually, like, they had this issue before. They got into an argument. She called the police. He decided he was going to go ahead and, like, you know, be an asshole and sell out, like, waste a bunch of their money and all this other shit. And he made these threats via text, which, let me explain this right now. That type of shit is stupid and it's fucking childish. Be 100 about it. It really is. But he made all these threats and all these other things. And so, of course, she contacted the police. The police saw there was nothing there in their eyes, and they let it go. All right. Okay. If that's the case, and you felt threatened and you felt all these different things, fucking leave. It's pretty simple. I swear to God it is. Oh, but wait, she can't leave because he has access to all of the money and all of the accounts and everything else. And they built up that empire together. And she actually makes a statement. This was the one statement that I saw that she made. Yeah, we built this empire. You built this empire off of my body. You chose to go along with it. You are a grown ass woman. 100% grown ass woman. Personally, I think he's a fucking sucker. Ain't no goddamn way my girlfriend or my wife, her body's gonna be all over the internet for everybody to see. The one thing that we share in, like, our place that's private to the two of us. Some bitch I'm just fucking with and we gonna make bread together? Fuck it. We can do whatever. Bitch, we'll do OnlyFans together. We can do fucking camming together. We can do whatever the fuck we want together. Because I don't give a fuck about you like that. But if it's the woman I'm supposed to love, that's a whole different situation. Whole different situation. But for no one to sit and say, you know what? You, as a grown-ass woman, had the ability to walk away from this. If you did not want to do it, it's fucking stupid. It is the stupidest thing in the world. Again, if he actually is an abusive piece of shit, asshole, dick, ever put his hand, from what I understand, he never put his hands on her. He broke some shit in the house. Now, growing up, maybe even in a relationship, how many of you have not possibly punched a hole through your fucking wall while trying to walk away or get away from someone? Or maybe you were just pissed off, and instead of railing off on an actual individual, you punched a door, you punched a fucking hole in the wall. I swear to God, I told you all about the girl who was absolutely, I mean, like, the bitch tried drugging me. Okay? Tried drugging me. I'm telling you, giving good dick will drive a bitch crazy. Swear to God. Tried drugging me. I need to get the fuck away from this individual. You know what it actually took for me to be able to get the fuck away from her? Was when I finally got pissed off. I looked at her and said, get the fuck out of the way. I'm not going to touch you, but I need you to leave me the fuck alone. And as I try backing away, it's knowing she's going to come towards me so I can walk around her. Instead, she tries running up and grabbing onto me. So I punched my fucking fist and most of my arm through the door. That made her say, oh shit. And I said, thank you. Let me leave. And walked out of my house. to get the fuck away from her. Now, listen. Some of us actually have tempers. Some of us can get angry. We are all human beings. And no matter how much of a soft ass pillow you want to fucking be, you have it within you to do something stupid. But if you're smart enough, what you'll do is you'll turn around and say, I don't want to touch you or anyone else. I will walk away from the situation. And if it gets to a point that the person will not let you get away, you scare the fuck out of them. Without touching them, you might put your hand through a wall or a door or fucking smack down the lamp next to you, whatever, to get the fuck out. All right? Now, back to what I was saying. He hasn't put his hands on her, from what I understand. But he did break a fucking door. Now, what she says, however, is that he broke the door because she went and locked her door, I guess, whatever. She went and locked one of the doors, ran in there, was on the phone doing something. He came in, snatched the door, like, whatever, kicked the door open, whatever, and took both of her phones. Now, nigga, listen, bruh, let me say this right now. You a grown-ass man. She a grown-ass woman, all right? First off, why are you taking her phone? Is she on punishment? Nigga, if you that tired of the bullshit with her, say bye-bye, all right? In her case, she's a grown-ass woman. If the nigga treating you like a fucking 10, 9, 5-year-old fucking kid and you're not happy in the situation, leave. Fuck everything else. If you feel like you're in danger, ladies, please hear me out. Leave. Guys, hear me the fuck out. If you're tired of the bullshit, you don't want to deal with certain things, you're tired of the arguments, all the same shit over and over and over again, she disrespects you, whatever the case may be, fucking leave. But in this case, these two, listen, all I have to go off of is what she said, knowing that there was a conversation prior, some other shit happened before that, and then what she puts out right now. But all of these fucking streamers out here, everybody who's just automatically jumping on her side because they saw her shed some tears over something that he said, which is fucking stupid that he said it, but anger makes you do stupid shit. And they act like somehow they're holier than thou, and oh my God, he's so fucking abusive. I know what abusive niggas look like to a female. Abusive niggas, yeah, they will mentally and emotionally abuse a bitch, but then turn around and beat her ass too. Just the same as a mentally and emotionally abusive female can do the same exact thing. There's every possibility that the two of them were acting emotionally abusive and mentally abusive to one another, but it just comes out that he sounds like a real fucking idiot on this phone call. I get it. But stop making these fucking assumptions. But what then does happen is that, I mean, this conversation goes on and on.
Saying things.
You don't need to sign the waiver if it was your idea.
Okay, let's see how that holds up legally.
Whoa.
What?
And that...
I'm disassembling this entire fucking empire.
Is this the part?
What the fuck are you saying?
I'm saying what I'm saying. Stop acting like you... Oh, shit. I almost accidentally fucking hit it because of this fucking car that almost came. What are you doing?
Just fucking tweet it if you're gonna tweet it.
Now, this is stupid right here. This is fucking stupid. This idiot sits here and makes this tweet up that's, from what I understand, a lie, and he's going to tweet it out in order to burn her character and her empire. Now, again, as I said, we're assuming right now that this is real, okay? So he says he's going to tweet out this tweet and it's going to ruin her empire and all this other shit. What kind of dumb shit is that? The two of you worked on this, put it all together. I mean, on some level, it's almost like to him, like, fuck the money and everything else. I prefer to destroy your fucking character. It's fucking stupid. It is fucking stupid. Bruh. Leave it. Leave it. Let her go. The argument, potentially, if it actually started in the way that it said it actually started, fuck dragging it out. I understand being mad about it. Gather your thoughts. Go off, do what you're doing. Get home, have the conversation. Hopefully everybody's chilled the fuck down. Listen, this is what I said. This is what was supposed to be going on. You didn't hear me. Why is it that you ignore everything that I said to you? Now, of course, I understand that, of course, can blow up into a bigger thing. But if you have cool, level heads as grown-ass adults, you can get past it. But instead, it goes to this sort of situation. Now, again, in my eyes, you contact the police if you feel afraid. You let that be the way you handle it. So many people I know are going to say, oh, she shouldn't have put this out. Others are going to say she's absolutely right in putting this out because it semi-protects her. And what I mean by that is she didn't just put this out. It was actually recorded live. But again, I make this statement. If you felt that you were in some form of fucking danger, get the whole fuck out. You got more than one phone. We all know this. You've made that clear. Oh, yeah, bro. That's what's had 911. Yeah. 911. What's your emergency? Mute while he's talking shit. Man, listen. I need somebody here right now. I need to get the fuck out of my house. This shit is crazy. I'm in danger. Help me. That thought wasn't there. Upset, emotionally into whatever, going back and forth on this argument, showing it off to the world as if that's more important than your own safety. On the other end, for those who say it never should have been put out, well, I mean, that's that. For those who say it should have been, I get it. I get it. You're thinking maybe this protects her. This protects her in potential, in a potential court case, potential legal battle. It protects her in the right that if he came home right then and there, it's all documented. It's seen by whatever number of thousands of individuals that were watching this stream that night. It'll also be seen by the thousands of individuals who go back and check out the VOD. You knew that it would more than likely get stripped. Well, this is on her channel, but you knew it would get stripped and taken down and reviewed by other YouTubers, by other Twitch streamers, by the world over. I wouldn't be surprised if right now I fucking found some shit in the news on Google. Because you know how quickly shit like this spreads. So you knew that. And that's your form of protection. Okay, but still, get fucking help. Get out. Now, you know what? We're going to watch a little bit more, and then I want to show you this other video.
Really?
Yeah, go for it.
You don't think I will?
No, I do that sometimes, where I feel like I said something, or I thought I said something.
I don't do that. But here's the thing. You definitely, it's okay, you're right. You'd be right if I didn't pause and wait for like a minute.
You didn't wait for a minute. You waited for like 10 seconds. I was just thought you were letting the message sink in, and then you like answer me. I'm like, you didn't ask a question. Like you said a statement, and I repeated the statement.
That is insanity. If you think that of me, then we should not be together and we should not work together.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you right now. If you think that, I won't want us to be together.
Okay.
So you think that?
Okay, sure. I agree.
All right, now let it be that and go.
Which is why I'm about to tear it down with this week.
Just because we're incompatible doesn't mean you have to try to destroy my life.
I do.
Why?
Now, that's crazy.
I built it for someone I thought was compatible with.
You didn't build it for someone. I literally put in hours of streaming, all of my work, like I learned at the photo shoots. I've done the work too. It's not like I'm just fucking.
Oh, now you're claiming credit for it.
What do you mean I'm claiming credit for it? I've literally been the one streaming for all these years and doing the photo shoots. Like, what the fuck do you mean claiming
Okay, that little sequence right there. Essentially, what he's putting out there is that she is the face, he was the brains. And in fact, on some level, there's statements that she ends up making that absolutely states that, yeah, the way that she says it is not the same as how I'm going to say it, but it's the fact that he came up with the ideas and all the different stuff that she would do, et cetera, et cetera. I'm telling you right now, again, when it comes to these females that are in the top percentile on some of these streaming platforms, the camming platforms, OnlyFans, all of that type of shit, they got a dude. They got a dude or a pimp. One or the other. Both. In some rights. Because that's essentially, that was his role here. That was his role in this whole thing. Plan it out, give ideas, you do this, you do this. You're the face. You're the pretty face with the big assets. And yeah. Getting a headache from the whiteness in her voice. No, stop it. Oh my goodness. Oh. But that's the whole thing there. He's wrong in the effect of, I'm going to try and ruin everything about you, ruin your life, and burn this whole thing down and everything else. I can tell you right now, that's stupidity talking. That's anger talking. That's fucking borderline craziness talking. But again, I don't know the 100% story of this. What I do know is, based on this video right here, though, based on this one, this substantiates exactly what the fuck I said.
Hello.
This is her agent or manager. The other girl you hear?
I haven't gotten any calls. What are you talking about?
Just asked, have you taken your medicine or whatever? Now, there's context to that as well, all right? That no one knows. There's no telling. She could have had the flu recently. She could be getting over the vid. She could, there was something else bad I was going to say, but I'm not going to say that because it's fucked up. And it could be an antidepressant. It could be a psychotic medication for schizophrenia. It could be anything. But the manager asked that, and here's what happens next.
Why would you ask if I'm taking my...
Oops.
That's insanity.
Oops.
If you think that of me, then we just...
Why did that just happen? But if you guys didn't notice, in the background,
Hello?
And I found this quite interesting too.
Hello?
I need you to watch this section right here. You notice how the light keeps changing and shifting?
I haven't gotten any calls. What are you talking about?
Adderall? Did she say Adderall? And then you start seeing the door.
Why would you ask if I'm taking
opening. You start seeing the door opening, and bam, the stream ends. Now, the assumption that everybody had was that her husband just came home and no one knew what happened, because after that, I guess she hadn't streamed again or put anything else out. Now, I know they have dogs. It's very possible that that's another room and the dog was just pushing the door open, especially for the way that it was, coming open, whatever. Or that was her husband coming home, which only justifies what the fuck I said. If all of this was going on, why didn't you leave the fucking house? I don't give a fuck if you say I didn't have any money. I couldn't call an Uber or a Lyft. Yo, fucking Lamborghinis work. Them two things that are attached to your legs, they work in coexistence with your legs, pump them motherfuckers, they get you on the move, that sort of situation. Then that goes back to this right here. 2 days ago on her site. 2 days ago, right there. Mini skirt versus dress. Amaranth date night try on haul. Now, here's my question. All right. This is 2 days ago. The other shit happened, what? 3, 4 days ago? Maybe? Maybe it was the same day as this one. And maybe nothing else has been since then. But I want to say the other shit happened 3 to 4 days ago. Anybody get what's going on in my head at this point? Now, to those individuals who said it was fake, I understand where you can, say that. I understand where you can, make that sort of assumption. A lot of people nowadays do a lot of shit that's fake, especially when it comes to being on a live stream. I legit just saw someone on a live stream. They got up, took a phone call, came back, and the very next thing that they did, I knew they had just got off the phone preparing the skit that happened next. While everyone else in the chat is like, oh my God, going fucking crazy over it. It was all set up. So I get it. You can take that stance. And then, of course, at the same time, the question becomes, and I believe this is something that Charlie asked as well, what stood to be gained from this if it were fake? That's what he bases his whole idea that it's not on. Well, if they were splitting up, and it's an amicable thing, which based on everything that we saw there, it's not. But if they were splitting up and it was amicable, and she's going off and about to do her own thing, all of the work that he puts in order to push the brand, etc., would go away. And so she would have to start fresh to some extent while rebuilding her brand. It's not going to be that hard for her if that's the case. But to get some sympathetic viewers on your side, that's a huge fucking haul right there. As you start over, that's that question of, if I gave you $6,700 a month and you had to start your life over anew, could you do it? Well, if you can take these individuals who are sympathetic to your cause, which is going to be a huge number of them, they're going to go along with you. That's one benefit to doing something like that, to putting that out there. Fake or not. Even if it's not faked for that purpose, even if it's real, that's another reason why you would go ahead and show that live. Beyond the whole protection situation, there's making sure that you have an audience that follows you as you have to rebuild and rebrand yourself. All right? Next up, fake, good marketing ploy. Someone said that, and I was like, I hope it's not. I hope it's not, because that's a trashy way to be. It really is a trashy sort of situation. By the way, to give you a heads up, I sent my cousin a message as he knows when she was last live. He said it was 3 hours. So she was live again 3 hours ago. Same setup, everything else. Well, now personally, after such a fallout, such a blowout, such a blow up, everything else, I mean, you would think a motherfucker might be laying low for a little bit. But then again, hey, look, as a dude, I understand we have no time to fucking lay low. We have to get up and do shit. We have to. For her, she puts in work like that, more power to her. But if it's from the same place, same setup, same everything, that's a very questionable situation. And not necessarily that it's even fake, but what really does, then again, push another point I was going to make is all these people out here calling their husband this, that, and the other. And you should feel like a fucking fool if she sits there and stays with him. After all of that. This is why I really, this, we could conversate about this, I swear to God, all night long. I could break this down in 150,000 different fucking ways and scenarios for you. Easily. But I didn't even want to really get into it until it got asked of me last night, and then it got asked of me 4 more times today. And I was just like, all right, well, I'm going to go ahead and break down just a little bit of this whole situation. But the biggest thing on it is this. All these people out here calling their husband a fucking abusive individual, a trash bag, and all these other things, shut the fuck up. Because guess what? Guess what? This is her choice. I think he's fucking stupid because of what he has going on. But I mean, they've made millions. They've made millions together. And obviously the money is what's more important to both of them in this scenario. I hate to say it. That's both of them. 100%. Both of them. There's no, oh no, it's just him or no. Both of them. All that matters in their relationship is the fucking money. At this point, that's it. No matter how she cries about it, about how he got her into doing this. And that was the other thing. Some of them made it try to make it look like he was forcing her into doing this. She is grown. She can make the choices. The money got you. If you never, worked in the strip club industry, there's something I can tell you right here, right now, that you need to understand. This is if you ever fuck with a dancer. This is if you ever go to one. The money makes them. They don't make the money. Period. Hands down. That's just all there is to it. Once a certain amount of money starts getting in your hand on a daily basis, it feels good to have, even though you go out and you blow it and it's like, fuck, today I got to go out and get more money and I'm going to do whatever I have to do in order to get that money. The more you get, the more you want. Especially in the case of these two. So all these people sitting here saying how abusive he is and all this other shit, it's null and void if she isn't making said claim. If she isn't taking some form of steps or actions to get away from it. If she doesn't actually contact the authorities to deal with it. If she doesn't get the fuck out of that house. If she doesn't get the fuck away from him. It's all null and void. And in fact, it's none of our fucking business. Hate it if you want to, but that's just the reality of it. As an individual, she's probably a very nice young woman. Maybe. I only know what I see from everything that's online that I end up seeing. I don't fucking subscribe to her on her fucking on anything. But Twitter is the worst with it. Almost every day I get some shit. Oh my God, do I look good in this? I don't give a fuck. Are we fucking? No, we are not. Do we know each other? No, we do not. What's the other one? Oh my God, Tickle Bitties on OnlyFans. That was another one that came through. Do I give a fuck? Nah, I'm not one of these simps trying to pay for your OnlyFans. Nope. Never actually watched their content. There was the times that I saw the things that she was doing, and I was just like, okay, this is what's considered content right now. All right, well, whatever. Get your bread. I mean, if they gonna allow you to do it, get your bread. If these dudes are gonna pay you for it, get your fucking bread. 100%. Get your bread. Not mad at her at all. But it's stupid if she stays in the scenario, in a situation where if she feels like it's a bad place for her to be. If she's truly afraid, if she's so afraid that she put that out for millions of people to see, then you might want to get away from it. But if you're stupid enough to stay in it, that's your own fault. That's it. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. We have finished our seminar with Professor Bullet. Stay tuned for his ASMR and hot tub stream later on this week. And go ahead and subscribe to my OnlyFans. Only at onlyfans.com, Professor Bullet. Oh my God. Yo, nah, that's all I'm gonna say about it, man. Like, I can't. I'm done with that. But anyway, so yeah, we've been going for an hour and 3 minutes. To everyone on both YouTube and on Twitch, thanks a million for being here. YouTube, I go to get taxi pizza and I come back, we still on this. Well, bro, there was a lot that needs to be said, and you missed some really important shit that was said. So that's the way it works. What's up, Snipe? How you doing, bro? So yeah, but anyway, everybody that's on, thanks a million for watching. It's been a fun stream, but I'm gonna go ahead and end it now. No, I'm just joking. But no, if you're on YouTube, go ahead and like the video. Most definitely subscribe, and feel free to hop in the chat. If you are on Twitch, give a follow, and yeah, fucking subscribe, like dead ass. Especially, hey, look, if y'all been paying Amaranth bills, nigga, y'all can drop a fucking Prime sub on here. What the fuck? God damn. No, but well, well, you weren't here. You missed like probably what would have been your favorite part of the stream, honestly. But yeah, that's all I'm gonna say on this. If anybody has any thoughts on it, feel free to let me know. Yes, we are, Scope. Yes, we are. Feel free to let me know. If you're on YouTube, leave a comment about this, because of course this will be uploaded no matter how people feel about it. It just is what it is. But listen, let me say this again. Ladies, if you are in a dangerous situation and you fear for your life and not bullshitting about it, all right? Get the fuck out of it. Get away from it. Run. Gentlemen, if you're dealing with a female that puts you under so much stress and irritation that you want to pull your fucking hair out, or you're punching holes in shit, get the fuck away from her. Because I'm going to tell you what's going to potentially happen. See, it never happened in the situation where I had to put my fucking arm through a door. It didn't happen this way. Because she ended up learning she was in the fucking wrong for what she was doing. But some women just might try and call the cops on you, even though they were the ones that fucked up and legitimately put their hands on you. But because you tried getting away and punched a hole in something, oh nigga, you done fucked up and your ass gonna be in jail. Instead of going that route, get the fuck away from her. That's it. He said, what? Damn that ass. I'm joking. There's none back there. All right, bad scope. Yo, listen, like I said about her, bruh, I'm not her. I told everybody, these girls have men who are actually running their shit. She's no different. And she plays along with it. Pure and simple. To get that bread. That's what's most important to these people. And I understand it. Hey, I understand it. When you make at least, listen, we all know it's more than 2.6 mil a month. When you making like 3.5 mil a month, that's the kind of bread you might do some things for. Do you get your bread? But if you stupid as fuck and you gonna sit there and live in fear, you're dumb. Again, for the dudes, if you let a bitch drive you up a fucking wall to the point that you are going mad, it's time to leave. And to all the streamers who took her fucking side on this without knowing the reality of the situation, without knowing what was really going on, without actually having any form of life experience and just going off your soft ass views, shut the fuck up. Because she obviously hasn't left. The shit might still be happening. You don't know how far she took it. And if you need me to break this all down again for you, go back and just watch the very beginning of this stream or the VOD or when it gets uploaded to YouTube, because you sound like a fucking clown when she's still going along with it. That's it. That's fucking it. Let's see. Yo, I just got, oh my God, bro. Oh my God, Scope, don't you dare say that. So we're live. 4 guys went missing a few days ago. Cops found body parts and identified all 4 guys that went missing. Chopped up Schmeat. Wait a minute. What? Where? A lot of these types of individuals are fucked up in the head. Last night, I made a very clear argument for both sides as to her situation. And right now, here's what I'm going to say about this. After sitting and watching her, for the bits and pieces I went through on this hour and 40-minute long stream that she did last night, there's no volume to it, like I said. Here's what I'll say about it. Number one, I was right. I was right about her place in the business model of all of this. Nina, in fact, asked last night, why didn't she have access to certain things, et cetera, et cetera? Why didn't she have all this money saved up, et cetera, et cetera? She was an employee to her husband, which, don't get me wrong, that's fine. Except for a few things she said last night. One of the things that she said was, I want to now go into making the type of content that I want to make, that I've always wanted to make. And someone asked, what kind of content is that? With animals and just out and traveling, IRL kind of stuff, blah, 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 which is a very female answer. It truly is. I don't fault her for it or anything like that. It's a very honest female answer. There was a very specific section, and I might not have recorded it, but even that face right there. Hold on, where's it at? Listen, I may not be able to find the specific face that I'm talking about, but even this right here, this very image of her, she is burdened big time. Not just burdened, but actually on some level, how do I put this? There's going to be a form of depression that's going to be on her or within her that it's going to take her a bit of time to get over. I believe she's probably streaming today, to be honest about it. When in all actuality, I think that she shouldn't. But the reason why she probably is because she needs that attention. The attention has now become the escape for her, is what I will say for it. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. The attention has become an escape for her. Now, from what Nina said, she saw something that said that they were working it out. What Amaranth, I won't use her real name, but Amaranth did say in this stream specifically was that he's going through counseling and she's going through counseling. She, of course, put more emphasis on his counseling because she's been screaming at him to do it for years or whatever. But the understanding that the thing that women don't get a lot of time is that men do not go to counseling for things. We tend to try and deal with it and we're done. The only time that we might go to counseling is to appease the individual that we're with, or if we're in a really, really, really fucked up situation that we don't believe we can break free of ourselves. She also said that she's in counseling. And I do like that she is taking notice that she needs to. If she's in counseling for the right thing or not, I don't know. What I will say that bothered me about everything she said in this was, I couldn't get away. You're fucking full of shit. You could have. You could have left. This is why I adhere to the things that I said last night. And one of those things that I adhered to having said last night was that you have to take responsibility for the actions you choose to partake in. You say that it's not the type of content that you actually wanted to make, but the fact of the matter is you went along with it and you made that content. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. At any point in time, you could have said, oh no, this isn't what I want and I'm leaving. But when the money started rolling in and you started making the bread, it was a thing that you went ahead and you stuck with making the bread. I get it. Money's a huge thing in people's lives. It has been now for easily the last 2, 3 decades? 2 to 3 decades. Money became more prevalently a necessity during those points in time. But fame, attention, the want to be recognized, noticed, that's been there for centuries, millennia, if you will, on both sides. And in her case, I think that superseded anything and everything else, even her own safety. If she was afraid, she could have gone to the police. And what she said about that during this stream was that, well, the police don't do anything, sadly, if it's just an argument. Well, guess what? As adults, we're supposed to learn how to deal with arguments. We're supposed to learn how to deal with other individuals we disagree with. We are most definitely supposed to learn how to deal with our significant others. No one should put any hands on anybody, and she made it very clear that that wasn't the case. He didn't put his hands on her. But they argued, and they argued to an extent that she didn't like it. She couldn't handle it. That right there screams childishness to me. But hey, some would say, well, maybe it was just more abusive as far as the mental nature of it. Fine, so be it. Leave. That option was never not an option. And that's just the reality of it. What I will say about this is that I think as guys, we tend to want to feel bad for, not even want. It's like it's almost inherently built in us. When we see a woman start crying, when we see them in some form of distress, it's almost an inherent nature that we're just like, damn, let me help you get through this. Are you okay? Stop crying. It'll be all right. I'm sorry you're going through this. We feel bad because a lot of us were brought up understanding that women are not just emotional. They're the weaker of the sexes, the groups. They're the more, timid ones in the group. And I think we realize that more and more as we get older. And it's not to say that there's anything inherently bad with that. It's just the fact that it is the fact and it is the truth of it. And if you don't recognize that, you're a fucking idiot on either side, male or female. If you don't recognize that there's inherent differences between us in the way that we react to things, you're a fucking idiot. So in me, to see her in this manner and then to see the facial expressions that she made and some of the ways that she had to stop speaking and had to pause out for long periods of times, either one of two things. Either you're an amazing actress or you are truly facing what I completely understand. And that's a loss. Not just a loss, but an emotional loss on a level that some people may never understand. If you were truly in love with someone, or to spend any amount of time with someone living in the same home that you called your significant other, your girlfriend, your wife, your boyfriend, your husband, whatever, you'll know what I'm talking about. And I saw that in her face. And there's a great deal of depression and things like that that go alongside with it. And I did see that in her face as well. So to that extent, I completely sympathize with her. But on the other shit, you allowed yourself to stay in that situation, to do things that you say that you didn't want to do. You're not a 5-year-old child. You're not a 6-year-old child, a 10-year-old child, a 12-year-old child, a 13-year-old. No. You're a grown woman. You could have walked away at any point in time. But the reality of it was the attention and the money got there. And it was like, well, I can do this. I can grind this out. I can keep it going. And to look at someone in the manner of which he was to her, I must say that I truly believe that she would have had to have played a very naive role in not understanding that your husband would want you to do that. Bitch! Hold up! There's a number of businesses you guys could have started. I've never said AMOURANTH wasn't pretty. I said she ain't got a whole lot of ass. That's just what it is. These are facts. There's some mini cupcakes back there, but there's not a tank. Okay? All right? Never said she wasn't pretty. She all right. She looked good. I mean, even I hate saying it over this sad image of her behind, on the screen right now, but she's not an ugly woman. I think that she's a very feminine woman at that. To be honest about it, I really do think she is. So the number of businesses that you could have started and involved your girl, your wife in it, are numerous. They could have come up with anything. But he was like, hey, you gonna shake your ass on screen, get in hot tubs, do random shit, blah, blah, blah. We're popping to OnlyFans, maybe some camming. Bruh, ain't no goddamn way. Ain't no goddamn way. If I was dating her, there's no goddamn way. You want to do what? Okay, we are no longer boyfriend and girlfriend, husband and wife. Okay, we work together. That's it. I'm going to go ahead and put all that shit together for you. You can be the star of it all. We can bang it out. I don't give a fuck. But I can't call you my woman. And that's just the reality of it as a man. That's it. So I do feel for her in the effect that if she felt she was forced to do something, but at the same time, you have control over yourself like no one else does. So that's unrealistic. I do feel for her in the effect of breaking up, especially if they end up breaking up and this is a marriage. From what I understand, there's a very high possibility of it. Some things are going around saying that they are trying to work it out, whatever. She said they were in counseling, but she's at the crib by herself now. She's seeking legal counsel, as she said, along with therapy. If you're seeking legal counsel and you're married, usually that insinuates something. Maybe it's legal counsel on the end of separating certain things in the business. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe they'll work it out. They're still not divorced as of now. So anything and everything could happen. Hence, I'm not going to speculate on that. All I'm going off of is what I see in her and what I saw in her in the moments that I watched from that stream. And it's a very sad thing to see someone go through that. I don't wish that on anyone. If you were in love with someone and you wholeheartedly trusted them, this is for a man or a woman. If you were in love with someone and you wholeheartedly trusted that individual, it's wrong for anyone to wish you to break up. Anyone that does is a fucking idiot. They're nothing but trash as an individual. But what I will say is, if you feel fear, genuine fear, and you're being abused, male or female, you have the option to get away from the situation. Just leave. That simple. That's it. Again, I never said he abused her. I said, honestly, they got into arguments. Arguments that might have gotten too heated for her or both of them. Dragged into shouting matches, different things like that. It happens. Relationships work that way at times. I've known people who are married for 30 fucking years. Most solid couples. I've also been there when they were talking mad shit about each other. But you know what? They worked through that shit. They talked about it. It required some apologizing, some humble humiliation, and an understanding that someone was wrong. And on some level, both were wrong. If you can't do that, you shouldn't be married. If you can't do that, you probably shouldn't be in a relationship. Because all you're doing at that point in time is crippling someone else's ability to be happy. We're not always going to be happy every single day of our lives. So no if, and, or but about it. I can tell you guys 1,000 different things about times where I felt some kind of way. Most of you all know about the accident I was in not too long ago. I died twice in a night. And even today, I saw a girl who asked me about everything because we hadn't seen each other, and she kept trying to contact me. And I didn't want to talk to anybody. I didn't want to be around people, everything else. But we all go through those types of things. It happens. It's a matter of, as a man, I had to understand that I can't let myself fall into the trap of that crippling depression that I wanted to fall into. I'm talking no sleep, not eating, hurting, pain, not giving a fuck. Couldn't allow it to happen. And it's a situation that I hope she doesn't fall into. It's a situation that a lot of people fall into. It's a situation that a lot of people cannot and never will escape. And it's a very sad thing to see. And that's where they need to go and get that help. So I hope that she does not fall into that. I think that she's using her streaming at this point in time in a manner to actually get over the things that she's dealing with. And maybe it's just an attention that she needs, but it's not the right type of attention. It's really not. You need real life attention, real life association, real life conversation, real life interaction. People that you know, people that you trust, and people that give a fuck about you. So on that note, that's all I'm going to say about it. I mean, after watching, what I watched as far as she goes, I stand by what I said as far as people need to shut the fuck up and mind their business and not put anything on either one of them. I stand by that. But what I will say is that I can tell she's very hurt. She said that she didn't want to do the things that she was doing, and I understand. But the problem is you had a means to walk away. I think the money got there, and that's what it is. That's fine. Now you're going to step into something different, and I hope she's fine with it. I just wanted to clarify that. All right? So yeah, that's all there is on that situation. That's it. It's yeah. Let's just step away from it. Anyway, Scope, what's going on, my boy? Let's see. By the way, what broke the video? The stupid goddamn phone. My computer starts acting up. Then my phone goes haywire. Well, the video you showed yesterday when she was talking to her manager in the background, it was reflecting off the door that night. How I showed you say you did take some medication today. Oh yeah, I know that video right there. And like I said, I figured that one of two things. It could have been one of her dogs coming into the door. That's why the door was creaking open so slowly in that manner. I know how dogs and cats are, animals in general. They'll like scratch on the door, like push the door and try and open it up and shit. And you know, it could have been that. But then of course, everybody was saying it was her husband walking in. That's very possible as well. You know, I made no assessment of that, but I just said that that's how the stream ended, and that's what a lot of people said from that point on. You're a grown ass woman. You can walk out the door, but you fight in a battle you cannot win. That is 100% right, King Brian. But you know, it goes back to the situation of no one knows what she said prior to him snapping off and saying the things that he did say. No one knows. That's why all the assumptions are absolutely fucking asinine. And that's why I broke it down on every level possible as to what any individual possibly could have thought last night. But then again, I didn't blame either of them. I'm just giving an assessment of what it was. I can't use my phone to watch a stream on it. If I ever get married, 4 bank account, one for me, one for her, one for the house, one for both of us we can spend. So listen, you're not wrong with making, you know, that type of agreement. But I think it should be a thing where, you know, here's what's fucked up. So my ex and I, she knew I made more money than her. She knew that. There was no ifs, ands, or buts about it. She never knew how much. And I never told her. Never. That point in time, on any average time, I was making somewhere between 3 to 4 times what she was making in a month. Easily. We were good. We were good. Bills were always paid. Food was always in the house. Honestly, she didn't have to work. Originally, I was paying for everything. Everything. And I had no worry about it at all. She took it for granted. And then, like, she came to her senses and asked for this 50-50 thing. And she wasn't happy with it. Especially when she decided to quit her job at that point in time. I didn't tell her to do it. She quit. She just quit. Wasn't the first one, whatever. And I didn't care. I got it. It's fine. Our bank accounts were separate. I think on some level she wanted us to join the bank accounts, which would have been stupid, though. I think it's always stupid to just join bank accounts. I think it's always good to have another bank account, however, for everything. And in fact, what she knew was, even though she didn't, listen, I had 4 bank accounts at that point in time, all personally mine. One, however, was for us. If anything ever happened to me, her name was on every single one of those bank accounts. I had 2 business accounts, 2 personal accounts. Her name was on all of them. Didn't satisfy her. I've known people who have been married forever, and the woman still has no clue how much her husband makes. All she knows is there's money in the bank, and when it's time to pay the bills are paid. That's it. That's it. And it's perfectly fine. That's it. Me personally, I can tell you. But the problem with a lot of women, especially women nowadays, is that they get hella competitive and try and compare themselves and what they're doing to what you're doing. And that was one of our problems between the two of us. She couldn't accept the fact that I had started up everything all over again as far as my business, and couldn't accept the fact that I had the time to do whatever the fuck I wanted to whenever I wanted to, while she was pushing a 9 to 5 essentially. Did she have to? Nah. She wanted to be Miss Strong Independent. She quit her job. Next thing I know, we're arguing because of the fact that she was unhappy with herself. She couldn't manage certain things in her own head. And it got on my goddamn nerves at some point. You know, that's just the way things are. So yeah, having that forward bank account situation is fine, but don't. I would say that you're not giving her a bank account. Your girl's probably going to have her own bank account, whatever. If you're giving her money to help her out with, you know, her bills, or not her bills, because y'all are in the same household. You're married at that point in time. If there's a household bank account, perfectly fine. If you're giving her money just on a random, just because, hey baby girl, go get your nails done, you know, whatever. Go ahead, got you. Fucking take her, bro. Take her, like dead ass. Girls enjoy that shit. Oh, my man took me to go get my shit done. He ain't just give me no money. Baby girl, you trying to go shopping? Get in the car. Let's go. We going out today. I want to go buy myself some shit. Roll with me. Do it. You know, whatever. Shit like that. But don't ever put yourself out there for no fucking reason. That's just what there is. That's just all there is to it. Not just everything one. Yo. What's up, Scope? New cut today. Yes, sir. You know what I'm saying? They broke up. No, I just watched the Amaranth thing. Looks weird to me. Yo, Vasi. This is why I said people who said that it was possibly faked, you can't discount them. You can't discount them on that. And I even gave my example of why it could have been and why it potentially would have been faked. But I just gave an open, generalized assessment of what everyone else was saying. And pretty much in the end came down to the effect that everybody needs to shut the fuck up and not make any assumptions on the situation. Because they didn't know the reality. Because everybody just tried saying, oh, he's abusive to her. Nah. You don't know what she possibly said to him. You don't know. Niggas be out here getting triggered about the softest shit in the world. So you most definitely can't say that it's not possible that in arguing with your wife that she didn't say something that sent you off the edge. I don't know if you watched the stream from last night, because I didn't upload it on YouTube, but the VOD is there and you'll see exactly what I mean. There's no denying anything I said. And in fact, the little bits and pieces we watched from our stream last night absolutely proves that I was right in a great deal of my assessment. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Period. I called that shit 100. Hold on one second. He said leftover money goes to the kids. Yeah, here's the thing about putting money away for kids is absolutely a must. Like towards the college funds, whatever the case may be. Not just that, but never let your kids sit there. Yo, Big Crabs, what's going on with you? How you doing, bruh? Never, ever let your kids think that they got their own money and you can't take from it. And here's what I mean by that. A lot of females fail in this. And I've seen this in a lot of especially, please ladies, don't take this the wrong way, but a lot of single females, all right? So, my ex from years ago, 2 kids, they're both grown now. Amazing, both of them. Carry traits of mine, traits of hers, not mine by blood though. Football players, you know, dancers. Like, I mean, just on they shit. Uni. Did everything they were supposed to do. Work hard. Everything. When they were kids, I'll never forget. Like, we had more money. Personally, because of everything that was going on at that point and before other things happened. But there was nothing we didn't have that we wanted. At all. The kids had their piggy banks. And we would put money in there. And in fact, one day for shits and giggles, she went out, bought a lottery scratcher, won $500. I'm like, what are we going to do with that? What kind of party we throwing? We're going to have, you know, your sister and they whole family, which is fucking 7 kids, her and her husband. And then we can have, you know, other friends. I'm going to go ahead and barbecue. We're going to do the whole 9. We did that. Still had money. Took $100, put it in each one of the kids' piggy banks. All right. And then we decided we're going to take the rest of the money. We're going to go out. We're going to go hit a casino. I don't gamble. She don't gamble. But we figured that night, let's go ahead and do it. We sitting down. She's playing the slot machines. I'm at a poker table with her brother-in-law. I go from $75 in under an hour to over $325. I can't lose money, especially playing poker. Come on, cuz. She walks in. She turned her $75 into almost $200. So now we back at square one. How do we get rid of this $500 that we got now? Went out, did some stuff, bought some stuff for the kids, put the rest of the money in their piggy banks. Here's what they understood. You are allowed to buy whatever you want with that money. But if you run out of that money, you have to earn more money. That's how it works. That's how the real world is, everything else. Your allowance is based on as long as you doing the things that you need to and are supposed to do. Make sure you go to school, get good grades, follow the rules, do the small, simple chores that you have around the crib. That's it. Always going to be money in that piggy bank. That's how it was. Now, I can compare this to a different girl who, when I met her, she tells me, yeah, I owe my daughter $1,500. Bitch, how do you owe your daughter $1,500? Because I took money out of her piggy bank for us to go to the trip on to Disneyland. Oh, so you took your daughter on a trip to Disneyland with the money that you had given your daughter. Where's the problem in that? Your daughter ain't using $1,500. She don't know what $1,500 is. And if you're sitting here telling your child that you owe them $1,500, you are building a fucking headache. Period. Just facts. Just facts. I've seen it happen in so many different ways. It's not even funny. I'm talking to the extent of, bitch, why do you put my money back in the piggy bank? These are the same kids that end up growing up having no experience or understanding of what money is or what it means, how you earn it, anything like that. And then the parents have the nerve to bitch and complain, well, the school's not teaching my kids how to spend money, how to open a bank account, how to fucking buy a house, how to do their taxes. That's your fucking job. Come on now, man. But that's what I mean by leftover money going to the kids. Teach your kids why that money's there. How they get more of it. That's your job as a parent. Facts. Emote only. All I say is that I don't believe that only the husband is on the wrong side. Bossy. 100%. I cannot disagree with you. I do not disagree with you. I will not disagree with you. You know why? Because in those scenarios, both people hold some form of bad habits that led to that sort of arguing and screaming. You have to be able to be accountable for your actions. Period. It was only a small clip. We don't know the past they've had. Again, 100%. And in fact, what happened, in order for me to even speak on it yesterday, I actually checked out bits and pieces of different people's content and what they had to say, which is what triggered me and pissed me off to say they need to shut the fuck up. That includes Moist, Critical, or Charlie. You guys know. Usually, I'm laughing at his shit, whatever. But I don't have to agree with anything that everything that anybody says. And he is wrong in his assessment of it, because they do not know what she did. They do not know what built up to that scenario. They do not know the foundations of their relationship and how crazy shit will get in their household. They don't know. You can't just come off all willy-nilly. He's abusive and blah, blah, blah. You soft sons of bitches ain't never been in a fucking real relationship then. And I don't give a fuck if you in one right now. You've obviously never been in that many. You pick and chose and sat down with the one that you think is the right one. until they pull some shit like Aiden's girl did. What happened? Just for no fucking reason. She was unhappy anymore. Bye. He holds no grudge against her. Whatever. Cool. I'm glad for him. And his boys are out there doing what they supposed to do. Take his ass out. Get him to meet new bitches. It is what it is. No fault on her end either. But a bitch will get bored and dip on you. Facts. Just thinking, I could probably do better. No, you can't, bitch. No, you can't. All you doing is going to hop on some new dick. And then you're going to feel bad when your ass hit 40. That's it. So all these people sitting here making this assessment that he was such a bad guy and everything else don't know a thing about her. I've never met her. Don't know her personally. I would love to have a conversation with her on some real shit and just be like, listen. And I mean, y'all know I have a background in psych. I do. But it's not even about that. Just understand on a real human level as to who she is. But one of the things I will say is she admitted that she did what she was doing, even though she says she wasn't wanting to do it. Listen, he a sucker, and obviously so are you. You let somebody put you in a position you didn't want to be in as a grown-ass woman. He a sucker motherfucker because he got his girl showing her ass and titties all over the fucking internet. Why would you stay with that? If you were unhappy about doing it and you didn't like the fact that you were doing it and that he put you up to doing it, why'd you stay? Come on, man. Big Crabs, I read that. Dumb shit with Bullet. Yo, we gonna have to do that. My last words would be me and your mom did this for you. Yeah, facts. That's what you tell the kids. We did this for you, and you need to understand how you get it like that. So what brother did to my jersey, I put clothes in the washer and put soap in. Oh my God, wait, I redeemed emote only. I'll do it on the emote only, but I just wanted to go through chat real quick. If my ex recorded our last fight, I probably look crazy to others too. Same. But what no one would understand is that, yo, I said this last night, my boy. I said this last night. I'm always calm, cool, collected. I take a lot of shit. I'm perfectly fine with it. I think logically about things. I've never put my hand on one. Nothing like that. And her and I love that girl to death. In my mind, I looked at it as you can do no fucking wrong. And even when you wrong, I'm going to call you out on it, but not in front of other people. All right? But she did a lot wrong. I just overlooked a lot of the things that she did wrong. And when we got into the very last argument that we got into, she was running her mouth, and then I turned around and I looked at her and I said, and no. At that moment, everything came out. And I told her, this is where you're lying. This is where you're wrong. This is what you said. This is what actually happened. This is what... And I broke it all down. To the extent that you think Amaranth was crying? No. She was crying. And she knew that everything I had said was in fact true. It was 100% true. And I'm just like, I'm just done. But anybody that saw that, oh my God, he's abusive. But they would have zero context as to why I ever did. Not once in all the time that we were together did I ever yell at her. Ever. I didn't see the need. I can control myself and tell you from a very honest, logical, and sound standpoint where you're incorrect. Apologize if I was actually wrong on something. Back you up on the things where are necessary. Everything else. Beat a nigga's ass over that girl if anything were to ever happen to her. That's what most guys are. We are protectors, providers. We are your fucking shoulder to cry on, your fucking rock to stand on. Like, I mean, all of those things. No man wants to see his woman cry. And if he does, he's a fucking piece of shit. I'll say that right now. But yeah, if anybody saw the last conversation we got into, oh yeah, you're abusive. That's what I meant by what I said last night. Stop with the bullshit. Stop judging motherfuckers, thinking that you know better, when in fact, you don't know what kind of relationship they have. And of course, I don't like the secret weapon called crying instantly when something happens. Facts. Listen. You are 100% right. And here's the problem with it, is that I understand women can be very emotional, and that will happen to them. And a guy, we will suck that shit in. No tears coming out. And if one does come down, it's one fucking tear and it's like, out of fucking here. That's it. But for a woman, that does happen. But the reason why so many people were like, oh, this is going to be faked and blah, 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 yada, yada, it's because it was an almost cry on cue sort of situation. But I understood she was emotional about it and everything else. But when you're sitting in front of that number of people, thousands, tens of thousands, the emotions well up even more. I made an assessment on that too. You are not wrong, Bossy. I'm dead serious. All right, so who the fuck were you talking to, King Brian? All right, so that's that. Yeah, listen, you guys feel free to say what you want to say about that, what you think about the whole situation. We've been going now for Amaranth. Like, look, man, it's not even that. It's a thing of, you know what? It's time to move on, and hopefully she deals with it the right way. But I don't believe that, sitting there and doing the same thing that you've been doing right after dealing with that is a smart idea. You should have taken time off. A good amount of time. You got the money to do it. Just chill the fuck out. I don't care if you're out with your... Because see, here's what people like to think though. I'm just going to go out with my friends right now, and I'm going to just go on and keep doing the same thing I was doing and blah, blah, blah. And then you realize that you're drinking yourself into a fucking stupor. And then the next thing you realize, all of a sudden you're sitting at home one day and you have to recognize that you have to deal with that bullshit that you've been trying to escape, instead of dealing with it first and then getting back into the swing of your life and allowing yourself to live again in that manner. You got to deal with it first. Go through the therapy, deal with it yourself mentally, at home, even if it has to be alone for a moment, every now and again, talking to people, actually releasing that stress to those people that you actually know give a fuck about you. But instead, it seems as if she's trying to just, go ahead, push through, trying to pull what a dude typically does. And I hate to say it like this, but that does not work out well for women. It just doesn't. It doesn't. We are not the same. If you don't understand and you're just hopping in right now, or you're just watching it at this point in the video that's up on YouTube or Twitch later, if you just hopped in, you need to go back to the beginning and understand when I say why I say we are not the same. We handle these things differently. Anyway, turn those cupcakes into... Let's see if she makes hot tubs again live now. Supposedly she's not going to. That came out of her mouth in that little video clip right there. That's what came out of her mouth, was that she didn't want to be doing that form of content. What she wants to do is be out doing IRL content, with her girlfriends, and traveling and doing stuff with pets. That's what she said. Let's see if she goes back to it, though. I mean, if she does, it's on her. But the fact is, she has more than enough money to not do it. And in fact, some people made the assessment that it's very highly possible that this was her way of backing out of all of it, too. Crazy assessment. Exactly. See? Yeah, exactly. Is scoring 35 points in a basketball game average? That depends. That depends. What are we talking? There's context to that, King Brian. What kind of game? Are we talking a fucking kids basketball game, a high school basketball game, college basketball game, fucking NBA professional basketball game? Yeah, I thought of that. Imagine if it was made up by both her and the husband. Listen, I like to think, Vasi, that you are a sensible young man. Yeah, that is a very... Listen, that conclusion, people coming to that conclusion, that's why everybody who's like, oh no, they're just fucking crazy and these incels are saying this. No, bro, it's not incels. It's people who are skeptical of a lot of this shit that these streamers and other individuals put out there. They're skeptical of them. Rightfully so. I understand, and if you don't understand that, you're a fucking clown. That goes for anybody. Charlie, Hasanabi, any of them who said anything about this. You're a fucking clown if you can't understand and you feel like you have to call people incels. Nigga, I fuck. Fuck more than you do, probably. Half fuck more than you ever will. I know what pussy is. I know how to treat a woman. Bitches like me. So come up with a new term. Stupid. They're dumb to just automatically think that only a certain class or a certain type of people would think that. If you look at it from all points and perspectives and you take nothing with any form of bias, you're going to see that that is a possible outcome to people. But see, here's the difference between me and them. Charlie, I believe, has a degree in communications or something along the lines of that. Hassan is a political reporter. Nigga, neither one of y'all are reporters, and neither one of you have insight or background into what human nature is. I fucking do. And so to anyone who sees this and anyone who decides to clip this and anyone who decides to share it and say that I called them fucking idiots, well, guess what? I don't give a fuck. Here's why. Because I am looking at this from all perspectives. And though I may like some things that Charlie puts out, fuck Hassan. He's a douchebag 100% from start to finish. But let's just take Charlie. You cannot be objective in a situation while determining something about someone. That's it. You cannot see this from all sides while you're saying someone is 100% something. That's it. I hate saying it, but that's just a fact. After getting the followers and fake drama support, just stopping all that. Yeah. Yes. And I made this assessment last night. Maybe she's transitioning into something else. Maybe she was planning on leaving her husband. And you get that form of support behind you before you make said transition, because you still have followers at that point. There's always something to lose in the case of money. I don't care how much money you have. Motherfuckers are billionaires and want to be trillionaires. Come on, man. Do I have to go to college to collage. You're going to collage for music production, bruh. You mean college? But I would say you should. You don't have to. You don't have to. Oh, you don't have to, but you should if you want. Say you asshole. I'm not the one who put it there. You put collage. Let me order these goddamn wings, y'all. My bad. I'm starting to feel the hunger. All right, so I'm gonna go, bro. They better not fuck up on the honey habanero, like for real. Honey habanero, and I think that Deadlock said, "Hey, Deadlock, did you say, bro? How does autocorrect change?" He said, "Autocorrect, asshole." He said, "But how does autocorrect change college from collage? Your autocorrect is stupid."